Hi everyone, welcome to another installment of Dear Exos. I'm Dr. Chris Bertram, Senior Director of Applied Neuroscience here at Exos, and this week our question comes from Thomas Bankston from LinkedIn. And Thomas writes, Dear Exos, do you have any tips for helping employees get a more consistent sleep pattern? Now, Thomas, that's a great question because immediately it calls out the importance of that word consistency when it comes to sleep. These days there's a lot of talk about quality of sleep and quantity of sleep, but really both of those things hinge on this other idea of consistency. So let's talk about it real quick. First of all, I think when it comes to consistency, the first thing you need to do is get really clear on your intention about when you're going to sleep and when you're going to wake up in the morning. Setting yourself an intention here is a great first step, but it's not the only step, because a lot of times you might have a great intention of going to bed at a certain time or waking up at a certain time, but sometimes the mind and the body don't agree with you. So how do we get this internal clock, this circadian rhythm to play along? And here's where the really important piece of advice comes in. So right now, it's the morning. I'm sitting out here facing the sunrise. And the interesting thing about natural light is that it speaks to your brain in a language that only your brain can understand. So when I'm getting light in my eyes right now, it's telling my brain two very important messages. First, hey, guess what? It's morning. It's time to dump some cortisol in the system and make me feel awake and alert and alive and ready to get after my day. That's great, because we want to get up and we want to feel energized in the morning, right? So that's the first message. But the second one is that it's telling my brain that in about 12 hours from now, it's time to shut down that cortisol and it's time to release melatonin, which is the signal to go to sleep at night. So the more you do this, if you set an alarm, get up and get outside within about the first hour of waking up, you start to tune the clock so that it will anticipate when you're trying to wake up and be alert, and set a clock so that when it's time to get settled down at night and relax and get ready for bed, the clock will tell your brain that it is time to start the sleep cycle. So do these two things: get outside early, get sunlight in your eyes, take off the sunglasses, and just get light into your eyes. That'll help with consistency. And I think, Thomas, that's a great question. So keep those questions coming, folks. We'll see you again.